Hey guys, I hope you're having a wonderful Saturday night. I hope you had a great Valentine's Day, and if you didn't, that's okay, because I didn't either. So, I wanted to talk about something that's not exactly carezza, but let's talk about it because I actually did not have a great Valentine's Day, and that's okay, right? My husband and I actually had an argument in the afternoon, and you have this idea of what Valentine's Day is supposed to be about. It's like this really unique thing where you come together and you're like romantic with each other, and there's like these thoughts of just being pure bliss and just some time to connect and be together. And honestly, like, that was my thoughts, and I don't know what happened. Like, there was some stuff said and we were arguing. So, we hung out a little bit and called it a night. And it got me to thinking, because obviously, like, no relationship's perfect. So I don't want to portray myself as, or me and my husband as perfect, because obviously there's no such thing. And so the irony is that, Wednesday was Valentine's Day. Then Thursday was actually one of my busiest days, where I went out with friends twice in one day, which does not happen like ever, and let alone once a month. So it was a very busy day. And then we had a Valentine's party yesterday night to go to. And I have to say that the two events that I went to, and Valentine's party included, I felt incredibly lonely. And I'm not saying because it was because of my husband at all, because it actually has nothing to do with my husband. It's my own loneliness. So recently, I also went to a Super Bowl party last Sunday, and then I had this other 40th birthday event that I went to, and then I had the Valentine's party that I went to. And all three of those events, although they were very nice, I was very lonely at them. And I have to say this because maybe there's other people out there that feel this way, but at least from a woman's standpoint, now if you're a man watching this may be difficult, but from a female perspective, I was lonely because the majority of women that I spent time with, which were people who were invited to these events, they really didn't share my same values or concerns or ideas. And I thought that was very, very difficult. Primarily, the one thing that was really bothersome to me is that I like to talk about ideas and, values and different things like that. And a lot of the time, unfortunately, the people that I talk with the women that I talk with happen to be people that want to talk badly about others, or just have very, very, very superficial, like very, not very deep discussions. And for me, it was very hard because I don't know if it's because I'm getting older or if I've always been like this and I'm just starting to really appreciate my own persona. I feel like, we're in very uncertain times, and we could wake up tomorrow and we could be in World War III, and we could, or, it could be the ending of days, right? It could be the coming of days where, the world ends and we are all judged. And I know that sounds a little over the edge, but that is literally how I think, because you only live once, and it's so important that you have gratitude and appreciation and live your life in the way that you don't want to regret. And, you know, I am not perfect. There are things that I express like when I'm just uncomfortable about something, you know, but I typically will not at a superficial level discuss it with people I barely even know. And if anything, if I am uncomfortable, I go to somebody that, you know, I trust their opinions and really want some actual help. But I think that the majority, I don't know where we went wrong with this. In my opinion, I do think it is wrong. What happened? What happened to society where we feel the need to judge everybody so harshly? And then on top of it, just that's what we want to talk about. We want to talk about how much somebody like sucks. How much somebody is like, you know, annoying us, right? And it's just so incredibly sad. And the hardest part is like most people don't even realize that that's what they're doing. And what they're doing is the fastest way, I guess, in this day and age to connect with another person that they don't really know is to bash somebody else. And then you come to an agreement that you guys both don't like this about so-and-so or think they're this way and that way. And so for me, I didn't know anybody at this Super Bowl party except for the hosts. And the girls there, like, were clearly talking about me, which is fine because I'm comfortable with my life and my husband and whatnot. But I tried to actually look very nice for this party so that my husband was proud of me and was attracted to me. And hopefully, you know, it was like the first time we had a babysitter ever. So like that wasn't like family or grandma and grandpa. So it was a big deal and I wanted to look really nice. And I'm not even like a sports person and I wore like a football jersey and I tried to look really nice. And I don't know what it was, but the girls were very like gossipy about me. And it was hurtful because honestly, when I go to a get together, I look forward to meeting new people. I look forward to making new friends. Like, I mean, you know, talking to people and really connecting with someone else and experiencing their life experience, like through what they're telling me their life is like, or their likes are like what they love to do, what they do in their spare time, and their perspectives on issues or ideas that they may have. Like, I love to learn about people. And this was not the case, obviously. It was a very kind of shut down situation. And it's so unfortunate. And I feel as though this could be a society thing. This could be a class thing. This could be a spiritual thing. And it's a very lonely situation to be around people that don't want to get to know you, that don't care about you, that pretty much only care about themselves and how good they feel. So I've been thinking a lot. This is such a crazy thing because it's Valentine's week, right? So I've been thinking a lot about loneliness, how lonely it is. And I wrote down this quote, which I thought was very interesting. I used to think the worst thing in life is to end up all alone. But the worst thing in life is to end up with people who make you feel alone. And that's by Robin Williams. And that to me is just like the saddest quote because obviously we all know what happened with Robin Williams. And, you know, it's very, very, you know, people have said this, like the most happiest people in public are the saddest people in private. And I just feel as though we need to draw attention to this and that, you know, we can't just shovel this like under the rug, right? This is a real thing. We are all real people. I don't know where this loneliness thing came from, why people feel like they need to judge others so harshly. And I am not exempt from this. Like I know before I had kids, I remember specifically thinking certain things about some moms I would see wander around with their kids and do things that I quote unquote would not do. And the reality is like when you're a mom, you do the best you can do. And sometimes it's just not enough. It's just, sometimes there's a day or an hour or two where you're a hot mess, and it's not perfect. It's never perfect. And we're all trying to do the best we can instead of like judging other people, like to get in there and help somehow, some way. So I just thought that I would talk about loneliness, because loneliness is not only a condition of the mind, but it's a condition of society. It's like a really sad thing, because typically when you're alone, what are you doing, right? You're trying to find things to do with your time. And what do we do? I don't do this necessarily. I don't like creep on people on social media, but I know that's like a big thing where people like look at other people's social media and like feel as though they're not good enough after they've done that, right? It's like an obsessive compulsive thing, people scrolling through social media to try and figure things out and just see like what everybody else is up to, because they're curious and they're not doing anything at the moment. But that's like one of the worst things you could possibly do, obviously, because first of all, people's social media are not really truly who they are. And so that's why I wanted to be completely transparent. Like, yes, I've read, Cupid's Poisoned Arrow. Yes, my husband is the one that introduced me to Karatza. But there is no such thing as a perfect person. And like, I strive to experience these wonderful, beautiful spiritual things or learn to be better, or, embark upon journeys that are like adventure and improve myself or my husband or my children, or just like our family relationship. And foundationally, like obviously my relationship with God is a big one, but also secondary, and also I feel like goes hand in hand, is my, obviously my partnership with my husband and my sexual relationship with him. And when I say sexual, I don't mean like, obviously the people who follow me often, like, you obviously know what I mean by that. Like, I feel like sexual relationship doesn't even like begin to describe what I'm talking about. I should say connection, because really that's what it is. But it's not always perfect. Like I just said, like we did not have a great Valentine's Day. Then I had a very full Thursday after that. And then Friday we had a Valentine's party. And just to kind of fill you in there, like we had my one good friend come over and sit here while our kids were sleeping. And of course, 2 out of 4 of them woke up and I had to come home early. But the reality was it was fine, because the people that I was surrounded by, like you could tell, were really not ones that wanted to talk about ideas. They were really kind of bashing people, unfortunately, which is something that, is very sad to me, because it truly breaks my heart, because all the effort we put into improving ourselves, it's either for ourselves or for others. And like and sometimes I find myself thinking about like, wow, if I did this and improved myself in this aspect, maybe it would make this person happy. But the reality is you only live once, and you have to make yourself the best you can be for yourself. And that's not a selfish thing. That's like honestly, like I think it's almost like honoring God in a way, because you're trying to improve yourself. It's a spiritual thing. It's a self, going within yourself thing, where you kind of just try to figure out what's going on. Why am I feeling this way? Like, is this something from my childhood? Whatever. Like, you are really, truly trying to improve yourself in and out. And in today's society, it's very rare that people do that. And those that are actually trying to do it, which are probably people that are watching these videos, trying to improve themselves for a better relationship with their partner, or for themselves to better understand women, men, or whatever it may be. And it's a lonely process. It really is. And I want anyone to know that if you are trying to self-improve, and you feel lonely, you are not alone. This is not absurd, okay? The feelings that you have, if you are trying to improve yourself by watching, videos on Karetza, improving your connection with your spouse or your ability to connect with others or to understand the female person, right? A female person. It's a lonely process. And you know why? Because you are improving yourself and you're right at that cusp, okay, between the old you and the new you. And the new you that you're striving for, will be around those people that you are looking for. The old you is just kind of being put into a different slot right now. But you are eventually, like, your skill set is not at the level where other people, you are attracting other people of similar mindset. And that's okay. You will get there, okay? And I will get there, right? Like the friends that we were with are old friends. And, we don't give up on that, obviously. Like, you don't do that. But you will attract what you think, right? And I'm not a huge, manifester or anything like that. I truly believe, God says, knock and you shall, knock, or ask and you shall receive, right? Knock and the door will be open to you, okay? He also said that man should not be alone. Obviously, loneliness is not a good thing. It says it in the Bible. It is not good that man be alone, okay? So God is going to provide for you. He is going to provide a pathway to people who are genuine and share same beliefs. And I can say this because I've recently met someone that I didn't understand why I met them. And lo and behold, I had lunch with them the other day, and we were both looking at each other like, holy cow, this is absolute. It's me and another girl. We both have kids. They have similar stuff going on. And, long story short, I was telling her about my ideas. And wonderful person, did not talk bad about anyone, no gossiping. It was so refreshing. And it was great because clearly God had placed her on my path. So what I will say is I've been longing for non-loneliness, attracting other friends that are women that share similar beliefs as me in terms of social beliefs, I guess, for lack of a better term, where I can connect with them and we can join forces for the greater good as far as developing ideas, and maybe it's a business plan or whatever it may be. Because to me, I feel you only live once, and if you're not going to improve humanity, what's the point? That is truly at the core of my being. So, I had promised God, 2 years ago that I would assist in whatever way He wanted me to assist to improve certain things. And that's a whole other thing I could probably do a ton of videos on, but it's a specific genre of help that I would like to bestow in any way, shape, or form I can on a certain group of people. But so I can attest to truly sitting down and praying and thinking, God, I need to be surrounded by better people that actually care about ideas and not the bashing of other people or very superficial subject matter. So with loneliness, obviously, oops. Okay, sorry. So as you know, my husband works out while I do these videos, and he just came up out of nowhere. I just need to have my complete me and not worry about if somebody's listening. So long story short, loneliness is a serious issue. And I don't know if you're Christian and watching this, but I will say that God is with you all the time. And sometimes we forget that. And he is still there. So what I will say is hopefully that you guys are, just know, if you comment, and if you're watching this, maybe don't comment, but maybe, just maybe, I'll just let you know, like, you're not the only lonely person. Even when you're married, you can be lonely. Like your spouse or your partner is not going to give you everything that you need. Like, it'd be pointless. It would absolutely be pointless to live life if you had, here's your significant other and they're going to be everything for you forever. No. Right? It'd be such a boring life. Oh, they give me everything I need all the time. There's no desire, right, for more or different, you know, like they fulfill everything. It doesn't happen like that. So if you're single and you're thinking that that happens, no. If you're married and wondering why it's not happening, it doesn't happen. Like, and believe me, the last like 3 or 4 days have been super lonely. Like, I just feel like my friends are not matching up to my goals in life. And that's a very scary thing. Like, I have loved my friends for like 20 years. And I've tried to do or become the person that I think they need in their life for such a long time. And now I realize, why am I doing that? I have to improve myself for myself so that other people can truly, genuinely have the genuine Carly that is me. Because then I have real people that love me for who I am. So I've kind of said a lot. If you're alone, you're not alone. We're all with you, right? We're all together because we are lonely. We're born into this world alone, and we will die alone. Physically. Mentally, I truly believe that God is with us all the time, and that's not the case. It's been a long video, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I hope this video helps in some sort of way, and I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching. Have a great weekend.